METAMORPHOSES by Ovid. Book 2. Phaethon continued. The palace of the sun rose high aloft on soaring columns, bright with flashing gold and flaming bronze. The pediments were clothed with sheen of ivory, the double doors dazzled with silver, and the artistry was nobler still. For Vulcan had engraved the world's great orb, the seas that ring the world, the sky that hangs above. And in the waves the sea gods dwelt, Aegean, his huge arms entwined around the backs of giant whales. Ambiguous Proteus, Triton with his horn, and Doris and her daughters might be seen. And some were swimming, some on fishes rode, or sat on rocks to dry their sea-green hair. Nor were their looks the same, nor yet diverse, but like as sisters should be. On the land, people and cities, woods and beasts were graven, rivers and nymphs and rural deities, and set above them the bright signs of heaven, in glory shining, 6 upon each door. Then Phaethon, climbing the steep ascent, entered his father's palace, fatherhood uncertain still, and made his way direct into the presence, and there stood afar, unable to approach the dazzling light. Enrobed in purple vestments, Phoebus sat, high on a throne of gleaming emeralds. Attending him on either side stood day and month and year and century, and hours disposed at equal intervals between. Young spring was there with coronet of flowers, and naked summer garlanded with grain. Autumn was there with trampled vintage stained, and icy winter, rime upon his locks. Enthroned amidst the sun who sees all things, beheld the boy dismayed by sight so strange, and said, "What purpose brings, faring so far, my son, a son no father would deny, to this high citadel?" The boy replied, "O thou, creation's universal light, Phoebus, my father, if to use that name thou givest me leave, and Clymene spoke truth and hides no guilt, give proof that all may know I am thy son indeed, and end forever the doubt that grieves me." Then his father laid aside the dazzling beams that crowned his head, and bade him come, and held him to his heart. "Well you deserve to be my son," he said. "Truly your mother named your lineage. And to dispel all doubt, ask what you will, that I may satisfy your heart's desire. In that dark marsh by which the gods make oath, though to my eyes unknown, shall seal my troth." He scarce had ended when the boy declared his wish, his father's chariot for one day, with license to control the soaring steeds. Grief and remorse flooded his father's soul, and bitterly he shook his glorious head. "Rash have your words proved mine. Would that I might retract my promise, Phaethon. This alone I would indeed deny you, yet at least I may dissuade you. Dangerous is your choice. You seek a privilege that ill befits your growing years and strength so boyish still. Mortal your lot, not mortal your desire. This to which even the gods may not aspire, in ignorance you claim. Though their own powers may please the gods, not one can take his stand above my chariot's flaming axle tree, save I. Even he whose hand hurls thunderbolts, Olympus's mighty lord, may never drive my team, and who is mightier than Jove? Steep is the way at first, which my steed scarce can climb in morning freshness. In mid-sky the altitude is greatest, and the sight of land and sea below has often struck in my own heart an agony of fear. The final part drops sheer, then above all control must be assured, and even she whose waters lie below to welcome me, Tethys, waits fearful lest I headlong fall. Besides, in constant flux the sky streams by, sweeping in dizzy whirl the stars on high. I drive against this force, which overcomes all things but me, and on opposing course against its rushing circuit make my way. Suppose my chariot yours, what then? Could you confront the spinning poles and not be swept away by the swift axis of the world? Perhaps you fancy cities of gods are there, and groves and temples rich with offerings. No, wild beasts lie in wait in shapes of fear. And though you keep your course and steer aright, yet you shall meet the bull, must brave his horns, and face the archer and the ravening lion, the long curved circuit of the scorpion's claws, the crab whose claws in counter menace wave. My horses too, when fire within their breasts rages, from mouth and nostrils breathing flames are hard to hold. Even I can scarce restrain their ardent hearts, their necks that fight the rain. But O my son, amend, while time remains, your choice, so may my gift not be your doom. Sure proof you seek of fatherhood, indeed my dread sure proof affords. A father's fear proves me your father. Look into my eyes. Would you could look into my heart and see and understand your father's agony. See last how rich the world around you lies, the bounty of the lands, the seas, the skies. Choose what you will of these, it shall be yours. But this alone, not this, bane truly named not glory. Phaethon, bane this gift, not boon. Why fold me in your arms, fond foolish boy? By Styx I swore, and I shall not refuse, whate'er your choice, but oh, more wisely choose.